Okay, we will start again. Good morning to all, and we have to start from this point. In the yesterday or say last lecture, we talk about the principle of the polarography. Then we will see in the construction and working, then the advantages and the limitation of the dropping mercury electrode. The next part of this unit is nothing but what is a polarogram. Already we have seen, but today we have to discuss this question may come in the subjective type of the question. Draw the polarogram and label all the different regions. This diagram is plotted in your notes. Okay, here you can see a shape curve is there. On the x-axis there should be the potential, and on the y-axis there should be the current, and it nothing but a current voltage curve. Okay, that particular a graph of the current in microampere versus the applied potential gives the current voltage curve is called as the polarogram. Here you can see the different regions are there for this particular polarogram. Residual current, I said initially when we are going to start the experiment, at that time there will be the current present initially in the solution, which is required to maintain the electrical double layer across this particular mercury drop is called as the residual current. Then after such a point, you will get the decomposition of this particular metal, or say that electroactive species will start, it will called as a decomposition potential. After that you will get the sudden increase. Okay, or abrupt change will be observed, and that sudden change is nothing but a diffusion current. And after that one point will reach, at that time there will not be the further increase in the current is called as the limiting current. And here half wave potential is shown. We will see one by one all these terms. Explain the term residual current. Residual current is also known as the ohmic current or non-Faraday current. The current required to develop and maintain the electrical double layer of the cation and anion around the mercury drop is known as the residual current. As already we have seen, the magnitude of the residual current will depends upon the nature of the supporting electrolyte. Detail about the supporting electrolyte we will see in the next slide. The current is small in magnitude and obtained from the Ohm's law. Then diffusion current, it is also known as the Faraday current. It is called as a Faraday current. Diffusion current, which is the difference of limiting current and residual current, which is directly proportional to the concentration of the substance being reduced or oxidized. In short, it is called as the electroactive species at the doping mercury electrode. What is there? This will directly proportional to the concentration of the electroactive species, that you have to remember. Diffusion current is directly proportional to the concentration of electroactive species, or say whatever the metal ion or atom present in the solution, you can say in short. Then next, half wave potential. Half wave potential is nothing but the potential at which the current flowing through the cell is half of the diffusion current. E half is equal to ID by 2. Means it is potential required to the current flowing through the cell is half of the diffusion current. What are the characteristics of this particularly half wave potential? It is used to identify the electroactive species present in the solution. It is independent on the concentration of the electroactive species, and it depends upon the supporting electrolyte used. And the last term, limiting current, it is defined as the diffusion controlled Faraday current registered in polarographic cell after concentration of electroactive species at the electrode, that particularly at the electrode surface becomes equal to the zero. Limiting current is nothing but the sum of diffusion current as well as the residual current, that you have to remember. It may come for the MCQ purpose of you. Sometimes that MCQs will be based on this all the four terms. Okay, then we will see the small short video.
Explain residual current, diffusion current, limiting current, and half-wave potential. In 1922, Herovetsky discovered a technique with the help of which qualitative, quantitative, and even mixtures can be analyzed qualitatively and quantitatively. The technique is known as polarography. In this case, electrolysis of experimental solution is done. The cathode is polarized electrode where deposition takes place, and anode is non-polarized electrode. In polarography, we plot a graph of current in microamps versus potential applied in volts. The graph obtained is known as polarogram. It is a shaped wave. The polarogram is divided into three portions. First, Residual current IR. When the applied potential is less than the reduction potential of metal ions, so no reduction of metal ions takes place, but still galvanometer shows some deflection. It means current is produced. This current is due to reduction of impurities on dropping mercury electrode, which may be present in the solution. Therefore, the current which is associated with the impurities is known as residual current. A B portion of the graph correspond to residual current IR. Second, diffusion current. At the point B, the potential applied is equal to reduction potential of metal ion. The metal gets reduced over dropping mercury electrode and current is produced. So metal ion combines with n number of electrons producing metal, and this metal combines with mercury forming amalgam. As large amount of metal ions are reduced, so the current will increase rapidly. At the point C, reduction is complete. So diffusion current ID is equals to IL limiting current minus IR residual current. Third, limiting current. At the point C, all the metallic ions are reduced. As no more metallic ions are present, so no further increase of current. And now the current remains constant. This constant current is known as limiting current. Half wave potential E half. The half wave potential is defined as that potential at which half of the total metal ions present in the electrolyte are reduced, or when I is equals to ID by 2, then E will be half wave potential. As half wave potential is characteristic of each ion present in solution, we can have qualitative analysis, and with the help of diffusion current we can have quantitative analysis. So
Then explain the term supporting electrolyte. Next part is the supporting electrolyte. It is used to neutralize the effect of the potential gradient. A large excess of the salt is added to electrolyte solution, which is not reduced by applying potential. It is such an inert electrolyte solution which is added in the experimental solution to avoid or to neutralize the potential gradient. Okay, is called as the supporting electrolyte. The salt added is called as the indifferent electrolyte also, or say supporting electrolyte also. Generally the potassium chloride is used as a supporting electrolyte. The ions of the supporting electrolyte carry almost all the current because these ions has the transport number closer to 0.5. KCl we are using in generally the salt bridge, as you know. KCl KNO3 we are using the salt bridge due to their the transport number is having near both the ions has the transport number same 0.5, near about 0.5. Okay, this is about the supporting electrolyte. Sometime the all the terms comes for this explanation, and we will see again the short video for this particular part.
explain the role of supporting electrolyte in polarography. In 1922, Heroski discovered a technique with the help of which qualitative, quantitative, and even mixtures can be analyzed qualitatively and quantitatively. The technique is known as polarography. In this case, electrolysis of experimental solution is done. The cathode is polarized electrode where deposition takes place, and anode is non-polarized electrode. In polarography, we plot a graph of current in microamps versus potential applied in volts. The graph obtained is known as polarogram. The principle of polarography is concentration gradient and not the potential gradient. When the experiments are performed, it is found that ions are moving from solution to the electrode surface due to concentration change and also due to electrical force, that is potential gradient. The positive ions from the electrolyte go to the surface of dropping mercury electrode and get reduced. It is due to the electrostatic attraction because of potential applied across cathode and anode. Because of these ions reduced, some current is produced. This current is called migration current. This migration current depends on transport number of metal ions. It means if the transport number of metal ions is 0, the migration current will become 0. To make migration current 0, a salt like potassium chloride is added to the solution. This KCl will lower the transport number of metal ions. As more and more KCl is added, the migration current is further decreased. When large amount of KCl, about 35 to 100 times than the reducible metal ion is added, then transport number of metal ions is reduced to 0, and so the migration current reduced to 0. Such electrolyte is called supporting electrolyte. That is, KCl is supporting electrolyte. As the reduction potential of potassium ions on the surface of dropping mercury electrode is more than 0.4 volt, so potassium ions cannot be reduced on dropping mercury electrode. Since the reducible ions migrate to the cathode under concentration gradient only, therefore experimental solution must not be stirred. And if you like this video, please
Thank you. This is all about this particularly. Explain the role of the supporting electrolyte in the polarography.